know you probably didn't expect to hear the voice of me again, especially in a game like this. But I kind of, you know, have some explaining on where I've been and all that good stuff. But, you know, I'm kind of not wanting to tell anybody, but computer's been acting up. Not processor, power supply, and the CPU cooler, I don't English, and all that. And I've been dealing with that for the past 3 weeks or so through Corsair, which surprisingly for a company as big as they are, have some fantastic technical support, customer support, whatever you want to call it. Like today I called them because I was sending out my power supply and it's June 9th. I called them this morning and I said I'm sending back my power supply that I've got returned an RMA on. What do I need in the box and blah blah blah. They asked for my ticket number, and if I asked them if I could get an extension on it, because with them and their express RMAs, you have 10 days from the initial shipment of your replacement unit to send back. So I sent it back, or I got their unit yesterday, July 8th, sorry. And so I called them this morning when I was getting ready to take it to get it shipped off, and they did a fantastic job explaining to me what I needed to put in the box and all that. Yeah, the guy from Corsair I talked to did a pretty good job at describing what I needed and telling what I needed to put in the box to send back. He said, this is what he told me, I don't know if this goes for all power supply returns or not, but he said put the unit, the defective unit, in the box, and then he said all the cords come with it. I was like, okay, does that include power cord? Yeah. So I was like, dang, I thought I was going to keep another American cord for every other thing America uses, but you know, life ain't fair. Rain over the sun. But then when I get to the shipping place, which is about 5 minutes away, I walk in. The chick there says, how's it going? I'm nice mood, so pretty good. Here to send back this power supply. And she says, alright, then she takes my return slip that I got from Corsair and starts typing it up in the computer and all that. She prints a new label. She says, does this one have to go in the box? I said, no, this should have been the label you used. But she said, well, I'll type the new one up, and so yeah. And then she goes and puts it on the scale to weigh it, even though it had the weight on it. But women, no offense if any of you are women that watch, she then I'm gonna presume the guy in the back was her husband. He said, who you sitting in the back? He said Rock Auto. I'm like, no, but it's Corsair, it's a computer company. He's like, oh. And then I started talking to her about how I'm gonna have to send another package back tomorrow, in theory, if I get it tomorrow before closing. And she's like, okay, and all that. You know, I'm not very good at impersonations, but I try my best. So we talked for a minute, and I was telling her how they charged 100. No, it was, I think it was $99 for an Express RMA, because you have to put the payment for the actual item that you're wanting to return before they send you a new one. If you don't want downtime, you have to pay the difference until you get they get your defective unit. They'll refund the price or whatever to your credit card. I was like, okay, to the representatives, and all is that. Can't drop. And so I was telling her how you still own this month, and it's what's it? 8th, 9th? Yeah, the 9th. And I already have over $200 worth of computer parts I'm sending to the company. She's like, oh, that sucks. She's like, then I went on to explain her, since I have a water-cooled CPU, that if the part I'm sending Friday, which is the CPU cooler H100i, they, if it would have, one of the hoses or whatever would have popped off, $1,500 because that's what my computer's worth, theoretically. Not saying it's the best or anything, but it's pretty good. And I told him it's like $1,500 if one of the tubes would have busted off, it would have just destroyed my system. I'm pretty sure the things that I would be able to salvage from it would probably maybe have been the hard drives, and so that would have sucked, but you know, life happens. But it didn't happen, so it's good thing. What I'm doing with the bales, by the way, I'm taking them because I'm kind of wanting to buy a harvester, like a corn chaffer thingy, majigger. I'm a city person, don't know farm, but play a game farm. Not much sense. But I was telling her how the RMA, yeah, that they charge you the price of the item itself, and then they make you pay for shipping. She's like, oh, that sucks. So yeah, and when we get done talking and everything, she says that'll be $20. I'm like, $20 to send a package from where I live, which I'm not gonna say because, you know, it's free for people, even though I don't have a lot of followers or whatever. And she is like, so it's $20 to send it from my town, undisclosed, to Hayward, somewhere like that in California, where Corsair's located, their customer service return place is, at least. So I was like, what? I remember shipping an old power supply I had to one of my buddies out in Oklahoma, and it was $15 for a 6-pound item. So pretty expensive if you think about it. So I sent it off, but at least I didn't have to buy the power supply, which would have been $89, I'm thinking, because mine's the CX600. Where's my turn? The CX600, 600 watt non-modular piece of poo, but I like it because it's power supply and it works. So yeah. But for a different note, when I found out my CPU cooler wasn't working right with Corsair Link because it's the H100i, I contacted their customer service again with the online feature, and I'm getting lag spikes, and I've lost half the bales. but what was at the customer service? Yeah, after I realized my CPU pump wasn't staying blue because my system's blue. If you guys couldn't, well, I guess you guys haven't seen it because I haven't done the setup videos. But there ain't really nothing special to it. But it's it's white case NZXT Phantom H10, and it's two blue the blue LED, which I like, and I have two Cooler Master. I'm thinking, yeah, Cooler Master fans on it. Yeah, two Cooler Master fans on it, or in it, that are blue, so it puts off pretty good light. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue fans in it. So, no, 4 blue fans and 4 black fans. Well, that don't produce light, if you don't understand what I mean. So total, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fans in my system, and 2 of them are running with Corsair Link for the H100i, and 1 of them is running off my motherboard because it's a 4-pin PW. I don't know. I'm not even going to go into terms there because I don't know it. But it's the fan, exhaust fan, I think. It's on the bottom of my case, right behind the power supply. And I'm thinking, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say it. It's exhaust. It's pulling air out, like the hot air. I suck at this. But I'm like so off track. I was talking about the freaking Corsair Link. Okay, back on track. It was messing up for some reason. I don't know if it was a glitch with the power supply software, or if I just didn't know what I was doing. But it wouldn't, for no matter what I did, what USB port I plugged it, or hub, yeah, connector on the motherboard I plugged it into, it wouldn't work at all. So I slid in a ticket to Corsair, not thinking it could have been the power supply that was causing the issue, but it was, I think, pretty sure. But I contacted them. They said downgrade your BIOS on your motherboard to the FM1, which it's a gigabyte board, so kind of stupid way to. Well, I'm pretty smart when it comes to computers, but I don't understand anything about BIOS. Like, I don't know how to flash it or any of that. But yeah, I don't know how to overclock. It's not real smart, sadly. But I got it flashed, and it was causing Windows to freeze. Well, it wasn't Windows, it was my computer. Right? It would freeze in whatever I was doing, render, games, just sitting on TeamSpeak. It would freeze random, and it wouldn't unfreeze, and I'd have to hard restart. Which I don't like doing because it's, it could corrupt data, whatever. So I've had to do that for the past couple of months, actually, because I didn't know the power supply, the 8-pin CPU connector on the top of the board, it had a pin pulled out of it, which I didn't know about until I recently took it apart, because I was cleaning my system and I noticed it was pulled apart. Kind of freaking out, like, this ain't supposed to be like that, and I'm pretty sure it was probably nothing like it, but it's just a ground, but it was causing so much problem. I contacted them. They said any people, yeah, power supply. There we go. And I got it yesterday, like I was saying, and it fixed my Corsair link problem. So I am like horrible here. I contacted. I'm starting over here. Okay, I sent a ticket for the power supply. Got a power supply. Sent my other one back. Okay. I contacted Corsair about the Corsair link not working right with the H100i. So they told me to flash the BIOS. I didn't work. Uninstall Corsair link and all the accessories that comes with it, and all the drivers and stuff for the CPU pump. I didn't fix it. So then they finally messaged me back the other day, Monday, I'm thinking. They said, well, unfortunately we're gonna have to do an RMA for your item, and if you can't afford downtime, please contact us for an express RMA. Which means, if you guys aren't knowledgeable, it's a express return. And I did contact them, and they said, we're sorry to inform you, but we don't got any more H100Is in stock at the moment. So I said, okay, what are you gonna do about it? And the chick, I thought she was very friendly and everything. She said, well, sir, I can upgrade you to the H100i GTX for free, since it's out of H100i's out of stock. And I was like, sweet, okay. And she said, for that we're gonna have to put a bigger hold on the card because it's a more expensive water cooler pump system thing, radiator, CPU cooler, there we go. And I was like, okay, as long as it doesn't get taken out of the account, I'm fine. So she said, well, since it's a debit card, it could get taken out and all of that. And I was like, hey, okay. So then I said, fine, okay, do it, whatever. I just want to get it over with, get my system back functioning 100% and everything. And she was like, okay, your total is going to be $129.99, $130, and we're going to send you the new replacement unit. And since it's a 10-day return window, I'm going to update the shipping to 3-day shipping through UPS. I was like, okay. And then it never clicked to me, why didn't they do that with the power supply if I had a 10-day window? So I was like, okay. They sent it. We got done on the phone and everything. She sent me an email. They sent me an email saying my item's been shipped later that evening. I was like, awesome. And it went to Louisville, Kentucky, within a day. And I was like, awesome, considering when my power supply was shipped, it went from their facility in California to somewhere in Ayve, Illinois, I think. And it took that like 3 days because it was by semi or tractor trailer, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow. I know, well, I'm not saying I'm saying hopefully, but I know my CPU cooler will be here tomorrow and everything. And I don't know if I'm going to do a video of me installing the new one. I don't know if you guys would think that. But you don't know. I don't know. So it may happen, may not. I'm going to tell you this. I didn't do it for the power supply because it's boring. I uninstalled it in like 15, not even 15 minutes. 10 minutes tops. And I got to start reinstalling it because I snipped all the cable ties and everything and all of that, and I was like, I don't want to do this. So I went and got food, came back home and started watching a movie. I didn't get done fixing my computer with the power supply upgrade, reinstall, whatever you want to call it, until 10:30 that evening, and I started at 7. So yeah.